Lift with your back, you lift with your thyroid. It doesn't really matter how many you do, you just want to make sure you're feeling the burn. Feel the burn. Chest bench presses, also called chench presses. Come here, first you beckon the weight. Come here, okay. So now we're also getting wrist action here too, building up the upper body. You should be able to get 20 of these out. Okay, I think I'm coming up to the end. Airing. So you want to deal with a smaller weight, something in the 10 to 20 pound range. And the weight will need a onesie for this. And you want to get down and just curl that up, okay? If you find it's distracting to look at the weight because it's giggling or something, you don't have to look at it. You know the onesie's not going to rip, and just look away. And
the sliding filament model can be used to demonstrate contractile force within a sarcomere. ATP within a cell binds to the myosin head, which then dissociates myosin from actin. The ATP then undergoes hydrolysis to form ADP and a phosphate molecule. The actin and myosin then reattach. Next, the phosphate is released from myosin, causing a power stroke. This generation of contractile force moves the actin filament toward the center of the sarcomere. The ADP is then released.
Bridge cycle, myosin interacts with actin, producing the power stroke. The distance that myosin moves during each cross-bridge cycle is called unitary displacement, which is 36 nanometers. Troponin and tropomyosin are two protein molecules that are associated with the actin chains and contractions. They regulate contraction by controlling the myosin cross-bridges and whether or not they can interact with actin. Tropomyosin is a long filamentous protein that blocks the myosin binding site. Troponin is a 3-subunit protein that binds to the tropomyosin.
It plays an important role as it is a physiological regulator of muscle contraction. The calcium binds to TNC, and then troponin undergoes a conformational change. Tropomyosin moves away from myosin binding sites, causing a muscular contraction. Calcium also plays a role in relaxation. Calcium binds parvalbumin, which is a calcium buffer that accelerates muscle contraction, and is then pumped into the sarcoplasmic reticulum across the sarcolemma. Calcium is then released by TNC, and the troponin and tropomyosin return to inhibitory position.
Of contraction is the load and tension that occurs when using work against or with a muscle. Load is an object that exerts force against a muscle contraction. For example, when doing a bicep curl, the weight exerts a force against your muscle. Tension is the force applied by a muscle against a load. Work done by a muscle is equal to the force of concentration multiplied by the distance a load is moved. If we were to push on a wall, we would be doing no work because the wall is not moving. This would be an isometric contraction. When the muscle is at an ideal length for a contraction, the work is optimum.
Hello! Oh.